Yeah, too small for you. Hi, Kaylee. Yeah, please come. Hi, how you been? Not too cold. No, it's
We
just,
almost have got the same outfit memo. We're all black. Good hour. Sorry, Ben. Miss Grandma.
you done with the school yet?
I'm sorry.
You done with the school?
No. You guys go till the 20th, and then I have to go till the 22nd.
Oh,
So,
what conference?
no, just we keep working until that's when we
22nd,
finally get off.
And up until the first week of January.
3rd or 4th. Yeah.
You too. You still up yet or no?
No, it's we're off Wednesday.
Wow, it's still late for the little children, huh? I thought that they let them go early. No, it's grand. So they may make up for the snow day.
No, they do
Virtual
learning
days.
days that are all virtual now. There's no more just days off. There's no.
Just
It's pretty long for the little.
yeah.
It's at least a half day asynchronous where I just send them work and it's just a half day. We try to make it really easy on kindergarten. Like, here's some brain breaks. Go outside and count trees. Like,
Hey, let's start. Okay. Can you please make? Can you see?
Yes, I can see. Do you want me to read?
In Lao, yeah.
Wow. Where are we at here?
Yeah, right here in Lao.
Okay, here we go. In Laos, a large percentage of the Sangha leadership led the country in the wake of government enforced Sangha reforms initiated by communist regime, which took power in 1975. Despite congressional guarantees of religious freedom, religious communities have been under strict government control. Recently, however, there has been more contact between the Laotian Sangha and Laotian, am I saying that right?
Yeah, Laotian.
Laotian Buddhist refugee communities abroad, and a move to declare Theravada Buddhism the state religion.
Okay. So you understand what's going on?
Yeah, we're in. You're talking about a political reform here in Laos, and they want the Theravada Buddhism to be the state religion. I'm guessing here.
No.
I'm just reading that one paragraph, so I don't know the full context of why.
So no, this is kind of phenomenon in China, in most of the communist country like China, Vietnam, Laos. We studied last week, right? The Cambodian, the Pol Pot, right? The Khmer, they kill most of either they kill or they destroy most of the Buddhist monk in Cambodia. But later on, the Vietnamese Buddhist monk came there and we transmit that when they gone, and now become a national religion in Cambodia. And in China, I visited in 1992, 1993. I've still seen the impact of cultural revolution. You know that they destroyed so many invaluable statues and so forth. But at that time, they rebuilt the temple not for religion, not for Buddhism, but for tourism. They charge a ticket for lay people to visit the temple, and even that trend is up to now. But now it's much better because they recognize before they want to destroy everything, but now they treasure, they value especially Buddhism, because it's been in China for more than 2,000 years.
Just as a commodity though, just as a commodity to make money.
That's one of the way. Another way is that somehow it's compatible with the Chinese thought for 1,000 years. That's why they preserve that. And it happened in Laos too. At first, they destroy everything. They destroyed monks. They didn't kill many monks, but they destroyed so many monks. But later on now, Buddhists come back. This is as the state religion because they recognize that value in the country. So there's Vietnamese government work the same way. That right after 1975, when the war over, when so they tried to destroy so many monks. They didn't kill, but they tried to destroy. Or sometimes they send them to the what you call the educational camp. But most of the time they discourage people to become Buddhist monk and nun. But now it's most of the top one unofficially. That's a trend because they value that. They recognize Buddhism as a core culture, religion of Vietnam, of Cambodia, of Laos, of China, and so forth. They intertwine with the culture, with the religion, with the religion. And most of them, they grow up from that tradition in the informal way. So it's nothing strange for me when they saw, many of them, not all, but many of them, like they stay here. After they pass away, they invite Buddhist monks to do this program. That's the trend then. Okay, so the next one is Mahayana. Katie, you know what's mean the word Mahayana, right? Maha, right? You know what's mean?
A vehicle.
Maha does mean great.
Great.
Yana mean vehicle. Thera does mean the elder. Rada does mean the way of the elders. Yeah, please. Oh yeah. It's better.
Yes, thank you. After the Buddhist death, Buddhism began to take shape as a multi-ethnic religion, spreading throughout South Asia. During the 1st century CE, a new movement arose that opposed many of the prevailing orthodoxies. It became known to its followers as the Mahayana, or Great Vehicle, a term first recorded in the 6th century CE. As opposed to other schools of Buddhism, which were disparagingly referred to by Mahayanists as the Hinayana, the lesser or inferior.
Yeah, that's understandable, right? That definition. That's about. But later on, we can see, like we discussed before, right? For the Theravada monk, they just focus on do meditation to take care of themselves, not much with the community involvement, social involvement, because for them it's not necessary. The important is to transform your mind, to do meditation to transform your mind. All the things is trivial. It's pure rare. It's happened too, but it's pure rare for them. Some of them they get involved in the social justice or social involvement, or later on what they call Buddhist engagement. It's happened. They have someone, but pure rare. But in my Buddhist tradition, you can see that there's a lot of involvement there. That's why we have after school program and so forth.
Sorry. The Mahayana offered a new path to a newly defined goal and some strikingly new philosophical and psychological assertions. It presented a number of different understandings of the Buddha's message, based on a body of scriptures which it was claimed had been uttered by the Buddha, but had lain undiscovered for centuries. The Mahayana became prominent in northern India, and as a consequence, when Buddhism spread from the subcontinent into Central Asia and beyond, it was almost exclusively Mahayana missionaries that penetrated Tibet, Mongolia, China, and Japan. Interesting. Where it's talking about the things that were not part of the Theravada or the Theravada canon that like are part of the Mahayana canon.
Yeah. And Stephen, how you been? And Stephen, can you hear us? And Stephen?
I'm fine, Thầy. How are you?
Yeah. Actually, some of the first group of Buddhist monks that came to the state were Japanese monks, Sri Lanka monks. They were the first, I guess, Buddhist missionary to the state.
With the railroads.
No,
The
not this
expansion
different. That's different.
Oh, okay.
The Chinese one. The Chinese they came together with the railroad labor workforce. And, since some Chinese temple in the San Francisco, there's no assistant now. They become either the store or some historical places. So they came here with the Chinese one to work on the railroad. But when they pass away, the temple is gone too. No one take care of that. That's why I so cherish that. I need to have this couple of young generation. After we're done, they can carry on.
Well, and then in the 70s with Trungpa Rinpoche, but in our modern day, kind of in my mind, that's the one who really exploded a lot of Buddhism to Westerners by opening Morocco.
Yeah, especially during the what they call the 60s, right? The hippie generation, you know about that, right? It's just like the anti-war and hippie tradition, hippie movement and so forth.
You're talking about during the Vietnam War?
Yeah,
era?
the Vietnam War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were not born yet, right?
Yeah.
No, right?
No,
Yeah.
my sister was born during the Vietnam War.
What is that?
My sister was born during the Vietnam War.
Oh, really?
I was not alive yet.
She lived nearby.
Mhm.
She lived nearby. New York.
Yeah, my sister's not that far, but my dad was stationed in Germany during the Vietnam War.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he did.
So
like,
he
World
served
War,
he
so-
served in Vietnam or no?
No, not in Vietnam, but he served in the military during the war.
Oh.
So he got sent to Germany to listen to Cold War Russian broadcasts.
Oh,
While
okay.
everybody else got sent to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Same as my father. My father got sent to England.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So did you have to flee during that time?
Yeah, and I was one of the boat people in the 80s. So we escaped from Vietnam to Malaysia. That's why I'm here. It was feel terrible. It's a lot of suffering during those times. Of course, but now it's much easier for them. How about Ethan? Your dad served in any way? No.
My grandfather was military, but he exited before a lot, like exited the military before that or after, like the timeline's missed. Conflict and
Your
stuff.
dad's too young for that.
And my dad was too young.
Yeah, and Stephen, did your dad serve in Vietnam?
Mô Phật Thầy. Yes, he did. For I think a brief moment, and then he got injured. But
He's still,
then,
he's
huh?
still alive?
No, he did not. No. He just got injured, and then of course his they had to let him go and then just go home. But other than that, no, he did not. He just got injured, and then
Now he's
they
still
just
alive. He's still alive
I'm
now?
sorry?
He
Yes,
died
he's still alive, correct.
with you or somewhere else?
He and my mom lives in Florida.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So yeah, I got them over here to the States already. They've been here wow, almost 20, this year would be 22 years. So
Thank you. Yeah, please, and Stephen, can you read, please?
yeah, most of it. When a disciple of the Buddha had attained enlightenment, he received the title of Arhat, worthy one. In the Mahayana Sutras, monks who devote their lives solely to the pursuit of nirvana for themselves are referred to as Shrakvakas, listeners, because they only pursue the letter rather than the spirit of what they have been taught. In the Mahayana, such individuals are criticized for self-centeredness in ignoring the sufferings of others in their withdrawal from the world, which in turn means that they are striving for what, at best, can only be an illusory liberation. In the Mahayana, everyone, monastic and layperson alike, is encouraged to strive for the ultimate goal of becoming not an Arhat, but a Buddha.
Mm.
They are pretty much explaining how they're basically two sets of individual, I guess. One who basically go and learn and understand the Buddhist teaching just for themselves, and the other one is truly learning and basically for the goodness of everyone, not just themselves. So, most of that.
So
They're called listeners instead of practitioners. That's
what's that?
that they're called listeners instead of practitioners.
Okay. Yeah, let me share with you this in here. Let's see here. Spirit strength in the Theravada tradition. One more time, they don't believe in any kind of Buddha except the future Buddha, right? The Maitreya Buddhas, but they have the past Buddha. Let me share with you here. Let's see here. Okay, this is the list of Buddha here. Can you see? This is the list of the Buddha names here. Yeah, the list of the past Buddha that they believe in. But they don't believe in the what we call celestial Buddhas like in Mahayana tradition. So in Sri Lanka, they have tradition that every year they celebrate the past life of the Buddha based upon checkered tales. You know what I mean? Checkered tales. The past, the story of the Buddha in the past. Jitaka tales. Yeah, we show you. Yeah.
Like
we use this kind of story to share with the children. Yeah.
There's some a series of them on animated ones on YouTube that are really nice. They're done from some sort of Zen vision.
it goes through the past.
Yes. Yeah. So here these are the what you call tales story of the Buddha in the past. That's most of the time we talk about the moral story. But at the end of the story, they would not say, "Oh, this is the Buddha past life." No, they don't say that. But in the Buddhist Sutra, it mentioned clearly. Yeah. So they use this type of tales as a moral story for the student in general. But in the Buddhist Sutra, it's mentioned here's the here those kind of story relate to the Buddha past life. And that's why how he accumulate enough merit and wisdom to become Buddha this lifetime. And I show you that here's the list of past Buddha in the Theravada tradition, but they don't believe in the future Buddha, in the present or the future Buddha, celestial Buddha. So yes, they believe only one second Buddha. That's all. And the next Buddha will be Maitreya Buddha. But in Mahai tradition, it's limitless Buddha in the past, limitless Buddha in the present moment, everywhere, and limitless Buddha in the future. It's logical. So they limit only the number here. That's what about. Yeah, in most of the story about those Buddha is similar to the story of Buddha. Yeah. You want to read? I can email to you if you it's a lot of story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can email to you. Yeah, okay.
I have a cute kids one called Buddha at bedtime. It's like bedtime stories.
Oh, that's Jack to tell.
Yeah.
Oh, you have that?
Yeah, we read it to Willow when she was little, and then we read it to her.
Oh, yeah. This is in total is that I think I forgot about more than 500 story of them. 3 volume.
Yeah. Wow.
3 volume in English. A class in English. And if
I
you
think we
teach,
have it in this library over
yeah,
here.
one volume. This is in the classical English. Yeah, they translated it back in early 20th century. So it's not easy for common people to read. So later on, they will translate it into the modern English for people to understand, and they make this kind of movie or video cartoon as a moral story for the children. Yeah, I think this kind of cartoon were made by by some Hindu people in India. Almost every day we use those kind of story to show to the student here. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. So one more time, right? The goal of the Mahayana Buddhist tradition is to attain Buddhahood to become Buddha, not to become Arhat. Have you read the Lotus Sutra? You have a Lotus Sutra? Yeah.
Read part of it.
So it's been interesting. Later on, if you have time, we can learn. But learning Mahayana tradition, if you miss Lotus Sutra, that's a big miss. There's a lot of principle there. So in that sutra, the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha say that in one chapter is talk about the illusory city. So the Buddha say, okay, when you attend to Arhatship, it's like the illusory city that he drays so that people can rest for a while before move on. You understand that? So become Arhat or attain Nirvana is not the ultimate goal. They need to move on, become Buddha. That's what the Buddha wants.
So what's the purpose of the Bodhisattva in
Again, Bodhisattva is mean you help yourself and help others.
It's to help.
So in any way, so in daily life, if you help others while you help yourself, let's say while you're driving, right? And you help others, that means you're a Bodhisattva in the common sense, in the spiritual sense, in Buddhist sense, that where you do meditation, you can, hey, come in, sit with me. That's what act of Bodhisattva. And there are 52 levels of Bodhisattva, not one. So after you ascend to those steps, those levels, the last step is the Buddhahood. Yeah.
You can look up the general Bodhisattva vows that like
you have this Bodhisattva vow too. In our Vietnamese Buddhist tradition, that some people they make the vows that let's give one example. Let's say if let's say if you're, you take care of the pet,
Mhm.
and so somehow your friends have the pet, but the pet has some problem, and you know how to handle, how to help out. But you say, no, I'm busy. That means you violate that precept. I mean that if you are valuable, if you have the skill, if you have the times to help others, but you deny it, that means you violate that kind of precept. But that kind of precept encourage us to step out ourselves to help people within our capacity. That's the beauty of Mahai Buddhist or especially Buddhist style of precepts. So it builds up our strength, it builds up our habitual pattern. So whenever we see someone else in danger, in difficulties, desire, and so forth, that we need to step out to help them within our capacity. That's actually Bodhisattva. And they become naturally too. It's many people, right? Out there, they're not Buddhist or they may be Christian, but when they see people suffering, they step out of their shell and help that right way. But some of them, as some of us, when we see someone in that kind of situation, we should hesitate to step out. So this kind of Buddhist precept encourage us to step out to help, regardless of the person who we interact with. So we build up our habitual pattern to help our others. Okay, yeah. Yeah, please, Ms. Kirsten.
Thus, Buddhahood is expounded as the actual goal of Shakyamuni's message, and one pursuing it is called a bodhisattva. That's not fact. Okay. Okay. As the actual goal of Shakyamuni's message, and one pursuing it called bodhisattva, meaning enlightenment being or future Buddha. Prior to the emergence of Mahayana, the word bodhisattva was used mainly to refer to the Buddha before his attainment of Buddhahood. In Mahayana view, the path to nirvana was impossible without the inclusion of the perfection of others as well, an ideal expressed in the twin virtues of wisdom and compassion, which bodhisattvas need in equal measure to attain their goal. Liberation in Mahayana is thus Buddhahood, and the Mahayana is also called Buddhayana or Bodhisattvayana, words which may be rendered as the Buddha path and Bodhisattva path. It is commonly believed that bodhisattvas, embodiments of compassion, vow to postpone their own final emancipation until other sentient beings have been emancipated.
Speak well, right?
Yes.
You know the book, the Bodhisattva Path of Life.
Yeah,
Book.
path of the Bodhi, or yeah.
Yeah.
Shantideva.
Shantideva, yeah. Hay là Phật Anh Bodhisattva Path of Life. Here. Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva way of life. Sorry, way of life. This is the it has the PDF file. It's interesting. You can download. Or you want me to email to you? Just talk about what we call six parameters, six profession. You heard about six profession, right? You have a six profession. Profession, nothing you do. You practice those kind of virtue in the perfect way. Like the first one is the practice generosity. The second one is the practice of morality. The third is patience. The fourth is the practice of diligence. And the fifth is practice of meditation. The last one is the wisdom. Yeah, in this book, this monk, the Indian monk, he elaborates how, for example, how to practice the virtue of patience in the perfect way. I put this way, give one example. He said that, let's say someone give you hard times, someone harm you. for us, like as common people, right? We don't like to associate with those people. We have the kind of hateful thought toward those that harm us. But Shantideva, he mentioned that we need to be compassionate toward that kind of people. Why? Because of the rain bad karma. In next lifetime or sometime in the future, he have to pay for the bad karma. So especially in Maha-Buddhist view, there's no enemy. The one that help us, yeah, we appreciate that. The one that harm us, not we feel pity, but we have compassion toward them. So everywhere we go, there's no enemy at all. I transform our mind. You understand that? From common one into what we call the Bodhisattva mind, holy mind.
There's some American nuns that you can watch on YouTube that do a beautiful job of teaching that text.
Yeah, it's
in a very like
wonderful.
modern context.
Yes, it's wonderful. It's wonderful explanation and liberation about those about self perfection. Yeah, so it transforms the mind too. And even at first when it was young, I mean, when at that time it was monk, but have not explored to this kind of tradition. It's not easy to transform my anger. So when I read it, especially the book called The Healing Anger. You heard about that book? I think it's better you read that. Healing Anger. By Healing Anger. Yeah, so Dalai Lama, he based on Santideva Bodhisattva way of life to talk about this healing anger here. And they translate from English into Vietnamese version. That is
like a commentary on the Shantideva's?
Yeah, he make commentaries, but it's so beautiful. It's so effective. Sometimes, of course, it's so idealistic, but somehow it's so effective if you understand the concept of how to deal with, especially Dalai Lama. You know, the Chinese communist, they killed millions of Tibetan people. They occupy his country, and he never encourages people to kill runs, to raise arms, to fight back. But he's always advocates non-violent, compassion, and understanding. That's why this book is so critical.
Have you guys seen the Netflix documentary with the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu?
Anand, how you been, Anand?
I watched that. I rewatched that last night.
Dạ, một phần thầy, con chào thầy.
He worked
And
a few watches.
can you hear us, right, Anand?
Yes, I can hear you. You hear me?
They're
How you
really
been?
Great mood, but
Very
they're
been good. Thank you, thầy.
fine pieces of wisdom from the
Yeah,
biggest
this is
spiritual leaders.
here. You see it only $1 right here. $4. It's cheap, but this is will affect you if you read that. Yeah, but you need to understand the content of that book, the Buddhist way of life. Yeah, this is will affect you.
And now how do you view the Dalai Lama? Do you see him as the incarnation of
Yeah,
Buddha?
definitely. In
Okay.
our Buddhist circle, generally, yeah, especially in Mahayana tradition, we see him as the incarnation of Wangam or Abhidhamma Bodhisattva. That's why so many people review about him. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back here. Okay. So again, right, in Mahayana tradition, the wisdom and the compassion have to go hand in hand. It's like the bird; it has two wings, right? Without, if you practice wisdom, but if you don't practice compassion, it's just halfway, and vice versa. If you have compassion, but if you don't have wisdom, it's not helpful much. Especially someone take advantage on you, right? Yeah, so we have to be going hand in hand. as a teacher, you know, right? Sometimes you be stern, sometimes you be compassionate.
I don't know if it's just the Tibetans that teach it or also Maya, but it has all the different perfections and then what the near enemies of them are. So like the near enemy of compassion, so this, the near enemy is kind of like what you trick yourself into thinking it's perfection, but it's not. So like the near enemy to compassion would be pity. I'm trying to think what some of the other one, the near enemy to equanimity is like apathy.
Yeah, and then
Anyways, it's a really interesting, that's a really interesting way of, or for me, when I studied that, and it really kind of solidified what the different perfections really meant was understanding, okay, well, if it's not really perfected, it looks like.
Yeah, that's concept is so important. And Stephen, can you hear? Can you follow us? Can you
Yes,
follow?
I follow.
And
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, thank you very much, Thầy.
so in some Buddhist commentaries, especially in the Tibetan tradition, it mentioned about, yes, when we are compassionate toward other people, it's different attitude from when we have we feel pity on others. What's the difference? What is the difference?
Compassion is like you're suffering with, you're experiencing the dukkha with them. Pity is that sense that you're above that, and it's like that you feel sorry for them. So it's not, you shouldn't feel sorry for people that you want to experience with.
Compassion has action.
Yeah, and let's say the homeless who live now out there on the cold, right? So we have two attitudes when we see them, right? Yeah, first one is be compassionate toward them. Second one is be feel pity on them. Compassionate that, oh, we feel that there's something there. They don't have shelter, they don't have food, they don't have drink, they filthy and so forth. We feel that kind of compassion. That's why we may step out to give them, to share with them. We don't even need to be homeless. No, we don't.
Right.
But we recognize the suffering.
The emotional.
Yeah, we recognize the suffering. And
That's
that
empathy in it, right?
Yes.
You can imagine yourself in their
Yes.
situation and how you feel. And pity is, that could never be me.
Or
that's different when you feel pity from them.
glad
Right?
it's not me, because in a sense it is you.
Yeah, we're not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anand, sorry, Anand and follow Anand. We follow
Yes,
different.
I do.
Person
Yeah,
and-
I think that petty to me sometimes that you put yourself, you tend to say the other person is, so you put yourself in there. You say the other person is lower or something. You compare yourself with the other person. So I feel you are not as good, and therefore I'm a little bit better. So that's a self preservation. Like you tend to be compared to the other person. That's why you feel pity for other people. Compassion, you feel the suffering. You feel that you walk in their shoes, and you're willing to take the action to empathize, but yet do something without conditions to help the other person. That's my perspective.
Compassion and wisdom, to go back to that. When I was fresh out of high school and I went to Bible college, I used to like to pick up hitchhikers and, and take them around, and I thought that it was being compassionate. And then one guy, I picked him up from the side of the road, and he said, I have a gun on me, and he showed it to me, and I'm driving, I'm like, man, this guy's gonna rob me or kill me, and then he didn't rob me in the end. He was just like, can I have some money? I'm like, yeah, here you go. Here you go. And then yeah, and then drop him off where he used to go and let him on his way, so yeah, it was a very, I know that's an extreme example there, but you have like you have to be really discerning when helping other people. That's why now, if somebody comes to me in need, like I'll try to get them in a group setting or to homeless shelter or a food bank or something along those lines, you know, instead of a one-on-one basis. I just like, I can't do it. Yeah.
That's a great conversation. You know, that whole you were talking about this whole the bird have two wings. You need to have a wisdom as well compassion. So if we have wisdom and you know that's wrong, that should be dangerous. With our own self kind of take over and say, oh no, don't do it. You know, if you become like selfish, so your compassion would not release or would not come out. So if we actually use wisdom and compassion, like the story that that gentleman was talk about, or Ben, or talk about that, to me, I found like, wow, I think most of us probably do that all the time, right? We never actually, we always kind of self-assess. Should I, let's just say, for example, like that one story, yeah, that guy really needs some help, but should I pick him up at the midnight and I'm driving by myself? But then again, he may be homeless. He needs some help walking in the snow. Or somebody that you give money at the corner of the street. Well, when you give something, you gotta give. Don't think about what he's gonna do with it. Yeah, but then he may buy. You know, your mind starts to think about these kind of things with wisdom. Are you gonna give them money to buy food, or are you gonna buy some more drugs? Sometimes I felt that that is something that we tend to do. That I'm not sure this kind of fit into this conversation about the two wings: wisdom plus compassion. Sometimes it's very difficult.
Yeah. So yeah, as long as you have the sharp mind, you can recognize. Otherwise, it's not easy. Not easy when you need to step out to help. When you need to step back. Right.
So the near enemy to loving kindness is sentimentality.
Can you explain further?
It says, well, I'm just kind of looking at a list, but sentimentality is like, you would, rather than, so loving kindness, of course, is kind of like this motherly love and this wish toward that everybody is happy and peaceful, you know, but being sentimental about it, like, implies that there's an attachment to the outcome. Or that there's still attachment. So loving kindness is this very free, all-encompassing sense of, or perfection, where the sentimentality is, would be an attachment to the outcome of.
The one is no string attached, right?
Yeah.
Unconditionally when we help others, right? Okay, so that's one here. This one here. Let's see here. That's long. Yeah. Can you read Ethan, please?
The two truths. Mahayana doctrine, the two truths, postulated by Nagarjuna, refers to conventional truth in the sense of measurable fact, and ultimate truth in the sense of higher absolute nature of things beyond normal linguistic description. When a bodhisattva progresses to where he or she sees things in a non-realistic way, realizing that good and bad are not wholly different, this reflects the higher nature of things. This is the point of the statement in the Diamond Sutra, that in order to practice the perfection of charity, one should give without any sign of giving. That is charity, in which all accompanying identities are emptied of any inherent reality, produces merit that is immeasurable. But charity that presumes the reality of giver, gift, beneficiary, or reward reflects a worldly understanding of things and produces minimal merit. The doctrine is also a critic of language as embodying a set of cultural presumptions that unavoidably conditions our understanding of the world. For this reason, even the Dharma itself can only be considered as a collection of provisional statements, and in the final analysis, must be recognized only as conventional truth.
You got the idea?
Yeah, general ideas is merit, karma, and the goal is to give without expectation. It is to grant or to bless or provide, however you want to word that. But the second you go, oh, I'm going to give you this in trade and expect, oh, thank you, praise, or even something as simple, get quid pro quo, something for something. It loses that merit and that harm that comes or goes with.
So you understand the difference between conventional truth and ultimate truth? You understand that? Miss Casey, understand the difference?
That's the, like, one of the examples of enlightenment is your capacity to hold that paradox. Is to be able to consistently hold in mind that there's a relative truth of what you and I are kind of witnessing versus this ultimate truth, which is void of all the opinions.
And Stephen, you understand the difference between the conventional truth and ultimate truth in this sense?
Just a general sense that yes.
And you understand that?
I can read it. Sound very theoretical for me at this point. Truth sometimes fuzzy for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, truth. Something you see is not truth, but it's, you know, that's still very fuzzy for me. When you consider what conventional versus ultimate high being, how would we know what is not true? You know, in the lay terms, I'm still very reflective on that. Not sure I know 100%.
What's the conventional?
Yeah, it seems like conventional truth is sort of the mind and conditioned by the mind.
Okay.
Like it's how we kind of have to interact with the world because we can't get to all the other truth. Like it's there and we can kind of conceptually understand it, but not really understand it. But like conventional truth, we can you can look it up, right? This is a thing that is a truth. Where the other seems more experiential, like you have to get to that point before you can really understand it.
Ultimate truth is this like stabilized idea of non-duality, right? That things are, I don't want to say they're void of meaning, but you see that good and bad, or you know, like you recognize, of course, you know, like a coin has a head and a tail, right? But there's no head without the tails. So that you're able to keep in mind all the time the coin rather than just the heads or the tails, which is would be the condition.
It's like
Which would be relative truth.
Flashes of ultimate truth, like, but it's like too much. Processing.
Yeah, conventional truth in the explanation is that things impermanent, things come and go, not things last forever. That's the truth. It was true in the past, was true in the present, true in the future. And that's what we call about the Four Noble Truths. The first one is the truth of suffering. Suffering, that we born, we Asian, we get older, and we pass away. So the conventional truth, that's the truth in conventional way that everyone can recognize. The weather is changing, getting colder. And of course in the spring it's getting warmer. So in that sense, conventional ways explanation that the truth is changing. Nothing lasts forever. That's what they call conventional truth. And when we talk about ultimate truth, like you mentioned in here, it's mentioned about it go beyond conventional truth. It go beyond in the sense of non-duality. Like for us, yeah, we see, oh, today good weather, tomorrow bad weather, and so forth. We see good and bad in duality. But ultimately true that we live with that pure mind that go beyond that kind of duality. And even when we give out, we don't attach ourselves as giver. We don't attach to the gift. We don't attach to the receiver. So that's what we call ultimate truth. That's we recognize that pure mind. It makes sense now. That's that pure mind go with us wherever we go. That's what they call ultimate truth. That's why Nagarjuna is considered as the second Buddha. He postulated so many Mahayana principles, and he considered the patriarch of Zen tradition, of pure tradition, and so forth. But anyway, so that's a difference. Yeah.
And this is another, hopefully it's not too extreme, but like I know impermanence, you know, and I knew that saw that as a ultimate truth. But I had a mentor that was teaching me about my brain injury, teaching me neuroplasticity and rehab, and he passed away during COVID.
Oh, really?
You know, so yeah, so I had to remember things are impermanent, but one thing I don't know how to contemplate or recollect is like the emotions that you feel and like the truth of world experience. You know, that's one thing that I have had to work through.
Yeah, you see this what we call 7 attitudes of the MBSR, the mindfulness-based stress reduction, and this the one that created Kaporam, he was Buddhist monk in Theravada tradition. He used to like non-judgmental. That's what they call what to talk about. That go beyond the attachment of the duality. So when we have the type of non-judgmental attitude toward all people, we see them in the whole spectrum. If most of the time, right, somehow we prepare our mind, right, when we see someone else out there on the street, whether we like that person or spot, first impression, if they are in opposite sex, right, or we don't like that person in the spot because we have that notion. We program ourselves, oh, either we like or dislike. We judge them based on how they look, based on how they wear the clothes, and so on and so forth. But in this kind of what they call 7 attitude of meditation, non-judgmental. Just see them as the way they are. There's no judgment at all. You know, in the West, right? Especially Christianity and so forth, right? They based on the judgment, right? When Buddhism is transformed that type of attitude, we have to have that type of non-judgmental attitude toward anyone else. So it's much easier for us to approach them instead of having that type of judgmental attitude or pre-program our mind that, oh, those kind of people are bad, are good, and so forth, based on who they are. So the authors, he applied this Buddhist principle of ultimate truth that in the sense, in the common term, non-judgmental attitude here. And it apply in the medical field, especially in the therapies too. So that's so important. So important that when we train our mind in that type of judgmental thought, so when we deal, even when we deal with our body and mind, we would not judge that. And so if we have the type of non-judgmental attitude toward ourselves, we could expand to others. So much easier for us to work with all, especially like you deal with so many people, right, every day, right? So if you put down that type of judgmental, to have that non-judgmental attitude, it's easy for you to deal with them. That's the practical application there. It's not the idealistic of the Mahayana tradition, but that's the practical sense to transform ourselves so that we release our stress, we release our anxiety when we deal with other people, when we deal with the problem and so forth. Yeah, so and not talking about the non-striving. Later we can talk about that, but here Yeah, that's the ultimate truth here in the sense of non-judgmental attitude. Yeah, and then Stephen, you can follow my explanation.
Yes,
Yes,
it's very
okay.
clear now. Yes, thank you very much. It makes very clear now.
Yeah, this is so, yeah, it's so it's so practical if we know how to utilize that. Our mind more at ease when we let go of those kind of judgmental thoughts to anything else, anyone else. Yeah. So that's why it's the difference between conventional truth and ultimate truth there. That's one the part that you mentioned in the Diamond Sutra here, right? Yeah. So in order to practice and to perfect your generosity, again, you don't attach yourself as a giver, or you don't attach to the gift. You don't attach to the receiver. It's not easy. But why? Why it's different? We've been having that type of attitude with the attitude that we used to give. You understand? For example, let's say during this holiday season, right? We send the gift to our parents, our siblings, our friends, and so forth, near and far, right? Whoever send us a gift, we will send back, right? Right. So this is just exchanging, right? But in this type of what we call ultimate truth, right? We can help out without any condition. It's a modern father, it's a special model.
Well, yeah, because you see, ultimately, nothing is really yours anyways. So giving is just happens to be an extension of.
In a natural way, right? Like the mothers help out us or care for the children unconditionally. That's why they love mother than the father. Right? It's that's why. It's in the circle of family. We see that in practical sense. But if we expand out to our community and so forth, it's more practical. That's why when we help others without attachment to the self or the ego, we perfect that generosity. That's what they call the profession of generosity there, based on selflessness attitude. Okay, good. All right, let's stop here today. And next Sunday? Yeah, next Sunday would be not this Sunday, but next Sunday will be 24. The Amitabha Buddha celebration.
To be here.
Okay, please, yeah, please. So she doesn't. She still come to practice. No, how much? No. Until she can drive.
She's learning. She's gonna take her test pretty soon, I think, and then she'll probably come back.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, and Stephen, and thank you, and.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just a question. Was there